Hello and welcome to Wilson's Barbecue. In this video I'm going to be cooking pork ribs on the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 560. This is the first time that I've done a video on the Masterbuilt. I usually use the offset because I love it, but sometimes I don't have time, so I've got the Masterbuilt to be able to cook more barbecue when I have less time. So I'm going to be cooking this rack of pork ribs from Tom Hickson of Smithfield. It's a St. Louis cut USDA, and I've taken the membrane off and I'm going to be rubbing them with Heath Ryle's Honey Rub. This is one of my favourite rubs for pork ribs and chicken. It's really sweet, really nice. Go check it out. I'll drop a link below to rubsandsauce.co.uk where you can pick this rub up, and there'll also be a discount code. And as I say, I'm cooking on the Masterbuilt Gravity Fed 560. I've done a few cooks on this now. It's super convenient. It has a real good smoke flavour and a really good alternative to the offset when I haven't got quite as much time. So you can see that there's a nice amount of thin blue smoke rolling. We're cooking at about 270 Fahrenheit, and I'm using wood chunks cut down to small little splits like you can see here in the hopper with the charcoal, just to make sure that I'm not over smoking. You don't need big chunks of wood in this smoker. So you can see that there's a nice amount of smoke. I'm checking these ribs about an hour and a half in, and what I'll be doing is cooking these unwrapped entirely for 3 hours. So you can see that they've got a nice colour on them, the rub is looking good. All I'm doing is just spritzing them when they get a little bit too dry. So 3 hours in, they're looking good, the rub isn't coming off when I scratch it with my finger. These are ready to be taken inside and wrapped in foil. So I've got 2 pieces of foil here, and I've just laid out some Blues Hog Tennessee Red sauce, and I'm laying these meat side down and just coating the back of the ribs again with that Tennessee Red sauce. I'm wrapping them up in 2 layers of tight foil, and this is just going to help tenderize. Taking them back out to the Masterbuilt, it's still running at around 270 Fahrenheit. I've got a drip pan under there just to catch any drippings from when it was cooking unwrapped, and also to bring some moisture into the cook chamber. And you should be able to see now that there is no smoke coming out of the actual smoker. So I've used up all the wood chunks and I'm just using raw charcoal now. It's not going to take on any more smoke. The ribs will be on the pit wrapped in foil for about 2 hours. For the last half hour, I'm going to be putting some barbecue sauce onto the pit in a ramekin. I'm going to be mixing 50-50 Blues Hog Tennessee Red and Blues Hog Original. It's got a nice balance of sweetness and acidity if you mix the two together. And I'm putting it onto the pit so it warms up and thins out. This will help prevent streaks on the ribs when you glaze them. So half an hour before you plan to take the ribs off and unwrap them, just stick this little ramekin into the smoker, let it warm up, and it can just sit there. The ribs have been on for about 2 hours now. The barbecue sauce is warming up. I'm taking the ribs off and unwrapping them, and what I'm going to be doing is using my Thermopen to check for tenderness. So I've made a little foil boat here. It just makes it easy to transfer the ribs on and off the smoker once they've been unwrapped, and I'm just using that pre-warmed barbecue sauce glaze to glaze the ribs and give it a nice sheen and a nice sticky sweet flavour. This last section is really just about getting your ribs to the tenderness as to where you like them. So I took them off, took them inside, and I'm ready to slice into them. So these have been resting for about 20 minutes. We'll slice into them and have a taste. Good glaze on there, that's that Tennessee Red Blues Hog. There we go. Nice glaze on it. Masterbuilt's done well with the smoke ring. Not that it's an indication of flavour at all, but it's nice to see. That is really good. They're not mushy, not falling apart, falling off the bone. If I pull away, it comes off nice and easy. That's great. And as I've said before, the key to ribs is to check them regularly. Check them every 20 minutes because they can go from too tough, too firm to mushy so quickly. So check them regularly, and when they feel roughly about the tenderness that you want them, take them off and let them rest. And as you can see, it pulls away from the bone nice and easy, but it's not complete and utter mush, which a lot of ribs sometimes are. If you like this video, give it a like, drop me a comment below, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you can get notified when the next video is up. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks for a new video.